Alright. Hey there, I'm Chris, and welcome back to another Unnoximally Gaming stream. Now today, we are going to be playing a game that I wouldn't normally play for a video, since playing it for a video it's kinda tough, you know? There's a lot to focus on. So as you can see in the title, we're going to be playing as Jorvik, which is a Norse country in in England. We're gonna see if we can do some England stuff. This would probably be much easier if I had more DLCs, but can't really do much about that. So let's just jump right into it. I've kind of been trying to do this a lot over the past few days. It's kind of why I didn't have a video ready for today. Seems good. There we go. Good title. Right, so as much as I like this game, I'm not that good at it. So this could go very terribly. That's right. Alright. So, ruler, unmarried heir. Let's take care of the heir first. You. Then myself. And then ambition. Let's do get married so that we get the bonus for that when it happens. Focus, war, minor titles, not that one. Let's see. And that's that. Alright. Idle council members. Let's improve diplomatic relations with Sudrevjar. I think that's it. Strujayar. Close enough. And just do that there. Alright. So, winning this war will get us all this land up here, I believe. Let me just see. It will be all of this red and yellow guys' land in England, which is all of that. But I think if we hold on to these other three places by the end of the war, we should get those two. I'm not really sure how it works, because every time I do this war, the outcome gives me different land. So, I still have an idle council. Oh. What's he doing? Train troops. There we go. Right. So I guess we should go straight for the capital, because that's probably where the highest concentration of troops will be. They're already moving back, so Let's do prestige. Nice. Right. Have a daughter, maybe? We would have to get very lucky. And a daughter would probably complicate things. Uh-oh. Right, so... there. Gonna miss them by one day. It's fine. Right. So, looks like all the Irish nations have started to join the war. Speed it up a bit. Maybe... right. So Sudriyar is also fighting in this war, but completely independent of me. I don't know what they're fighting for, but they're not technically my allies. Sons of Lodbrok invasion. Let's see, I think I'm also a son of Lodbrok. Yeah, Ragnar Lodbrok. Right. To go and take that hit. Actually, let's go back. We need to hold their capital. Except they're trying to get our capital. Let's send those back. I think there's more flat terrain. Right. Just need to get our capital back under control. And we can go take out those. Seems to be going well so far. That was a strange move of Mercia to make. Here's what confuses me, right? When I enforce my demands for this war, it says that I take all occupied territory. But that's not what actually happens. Like, I only get this guy's territory. So I'm very confused. Like, do I have to occupy certain territories for that to actually take effect? Or is it just with this guy because he's the main guy in the war? It's probably that. Right, we could make this more efficient. Why won't you just give me one? There we go. Does kind of split up our army a little bit, but we will be taking things faster. Right, so those aren't important. Just the capital is, because that's what will really make the percentage go down. That and losing battles. Alright, we're at 95%. I think that means, yep, we got his capital. So now we need the 3 that wouldn't normally be going to me. Then might get this big chunk. If Sudreyar is winning his war, he might actually get that chunk. Because if I don't occupy it, then I can't get it. Is that the last siege of that place now? Interesting stuff is happening. Uh-oh. They're taking over that. I'm at 100 war score though, so only thing really to worry about is capturing these two places. Kinda need to send this guy up there, actually. I really need this 6,000 to finish its siege, so I can send it down. So I think that's the only one that I really feel safe sending up that 1,000 army. Should be pretty close. Alright, there we go. Let's go take back our lands. Demolished that army. My throat. I shall do the commander myself. Except my half-brother dueled instead. And I think it just said he did badly. How badly? Brother. He got wounded. Could have been worse. Could have been killed. Right. So, that's unfortunate. Sudreyar actually took the capital of that place. And I only got the cathedral there. What just happened? Did somebody just die? I don't know what that said. It sounded like somebody died of being sick, though. Right, so we really don't want those guys taking my stuff. Man, usually all of Ireland joins this war against you. Don't know what's happened this time. Right, so just to be safe, I am going to take these last two parts in Northumbria. Man. Looks like he found some more people. Or is that not him? It's him. Don't know how he raised more troops when all of his land is occupied, but not my mother. Where is being taken over? Right. We got one more there. One more there. We should be ready. Alright, that siege is done. If we make peace now, we should get everything except maybe this spot. Send. Yep. So, did I actually take over the bishopric? I did. Let's see. Do I give it to... I don't know. Got a lot of territory from that. I am now threatening at 16%, which means other realms can form defensive pacts. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and create a vassal. I hope that makes it for myself. Yes. Right, so looks like I have a lot of holdings transferred to me that I'm not supposed to have. Why can I not? Is that one already controlled by? And doing all of this should make our high desmine size go a little bit down. And then we can figure out what to do with the rest of the land that we need to get rid of. Is that it? It is. Alright. So I need to get rid of 6, 7, 8 land. Or I could try to change the laws to make centralization higher. I'll try to do that. Don't see why not. Why does nobody want it? It's quite rude. I don't know. Whoops. Alright. Who should get the land? Let us figure that out. So up here, I think I'm going to give that to my youngest son, if I can. Ragnar. You can have Lothian. And his Desmeat size is already full. Right. Gutfried. You can have Cumberland. Is that your... Oh, you can have two more. You can have... Let's see... Lancaster. And Westmoreland. And then my oldest son, he can have, let's see, Hull, Jorvik, Leeds, Yordale. Is that really all I have left? I don't think so. I guess he can have Hull. Does that... He can have one more. Won't let me give him one more. It's unfortunate. Okay. So I may have made a big mistake here. Because now if this guy dies, his heir is Sudreyar. And that's not good because I don't really want him taking my land. So I kind of need to figure out a way to get this guy an heir. Arrange a marriage. I can't arrange a marriage. That kind of sucks. Let's see, I need a good vassal. Chief of Hull. Wait. What? I don't know, man. I really wish they would let me centralize. Have a lot of prisoners. Which means I need to wait for it to be December. And then I can get lots of prestige. Yep, alright. Only have 5 prisoners. How much money? 25 gold. Alright. Let's do it. Did they pass the law? They did. Cool. East Anglia. I don't think you're gonna exist much longer. So, not that helpful for you. Right. Killed a priest. Not a priest, a bishop. Killed a... something. Sacrifice. 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 There we go. Uh-oh. Why? Why are you doing that? Right. Minor titles. Commander. Commander. The only thing that might be able to save us from this land going out of our control is if this guy revolts. I don't know. I don't think I can force him to. Unless I use my council person to sow dissent. Nope. Can't sow dissent in my own lands. What's up? Person in the chat. Right. 3 titles. None of those are the King of England. How close are we to doing that? 28%. It's not great. So the next target might be Mercia. So if we just fabricate claims, Lindsay. Actually, I don't know if we had done it in the capital, if that would give us a claim to the petty kingdom of Mercia. That might have been more helpful. We can still change it. Council. Right, I think I'm just gonna have to give land somebody random. How about you? You can be... what's that place? Lindisfarne. There you go. Now I have less problems. Still have Ube doing bad things. Right. Uh-oh. Duke Valmir of Bosnia. Where is Bosnia? There. Serbia. Is that where? Yeah, that's where my wife is from. Did I somehow lose an army? A spear throwing competition could be entertaining. Sure. A spear is carelessly hurled into the field, and Bjorn of Richmond gets skewered. Oof. It's unfortunate, because now I have more land to give out. Richmond? Where's Richmond? Do I own a place called Richmond? Find Richmond. Barony of Richmond. Oh. Interesting. It's a tiny place. Very unnoticeable. This is a glorious day, because I am the best at throwing spears, and I am now brave. Where did my army go? I had a fourth one that I was leading. Did it disappear? Did it die? Who knows? Ube. Can you just have a son, please? Right, runestone. In the memory of my father. Ragnar. Boom. Right, so it looks like Scotland might be being taken over. Which would make a rather interesting Sudreyar. Uh-oh. Gotta raid somebody. How about that guy? He doesn't have that much land. Let's just go and loot his lands. And he can't do anything about it. Hull or conquest of Sussex? Hull was trying to do what? Sussex? Where is Sussex? Thought it was close to here. Oh, there it is. What? All the way down there? Maybe I didn't read that right. Right. Sorry, Strathclyde. Your lands are being looted. Not sure how much I'll gain. 4 gold. 0 more. 3.25. I kidnapped a bunch of people. 29. Nice. English Liberation Revolt. Why? I guess I could squish it. Doesn't really matter. It's only 4,000. Let's reconvene in Cumberland. Combine. Stop looting. Get some good generals in there and boomer. Squashed the rebellion. Let's see. I would get 200 prestige and I would imprison him. Except he surrendered. Can't do it anymore. Man, dude. Right now would have been a perfect time to do a blot. Because I think if you hold a blot while you have a leader of a war that you've been in imprisoned, then you will get a special decision to make that will affect that leader. What are you doing, Ube? Ouch. Dead. Right. Right. King Halfdan feasts in Valhalla at age 48. He died a natural death. I lost those 2 places to my half-brother. Not my half-brother. The new ruler's half-brother. King Halfdan's other son. Okay. Could have been worse. Linda. Okay. Kinda want a son, but guess that's fine. Need a new spy master. There you go, buddy. You can scheme in Jorvik. That didn't work. Scheme in Jorvik. Right, do I have any superior replacements? Nope. Ube is still doing bad things that I do not like and don't want to happen, because he won't just have a son. Norfolk. Wait, is that under my stuff? It is. Huh. Right, I must. New decision blocked. Need it to be December or November, because it says greater or equal to. Goodfried of Cumberland. Why did I arrest him? Whatever. Whatever. If he's in prison, he can cause less trouble. Really surprised that... Ooh. If I hold a blot right now, I can kill Goodfried, my brother. Right. Kill a Catholic, I believe. Kill another Catholic. Another Catholic. Let's see. Should we do it? Killing my heir? I think we must. Especially since he's in prison for some reason. Let's see, why do I like him? Love. Yeah, just do it. And I got his titles. There we go. What does Kinslayer give me? -5 diplomacy, -10 general opinion, and -25 dynasty opinion. Well, that's the way the things go. Ube. I have a son. Right. Ube, it's good that you have a wife. Hope that means that we'll see see this notification go away. Peace for too long, huh? Well, what would be a weak target? 1, 2, 3. Right, I need to split into 3 armies. Make them all looter. Then you go there. You go there. You go there. Get us a couple monies. Ragnar, what's he doing? He's trying to kill me. I'll try to imprison him when we finish raiding these places. And my army should be over here so that in the inevitable reality in which he declares war on us because we tried to imprison him and failed, should be able to crush him. Crushing time. Let's do it. Oh. Actually, successed. Casus Belli do we have on him? I think we'll raid Mercia. Right. All the pillaging and looting in my name has earned me a reputation as a Viking raider. Nice. What does that give me? More prestige, combat skill, Germanics, and Reformed Germanics like me, and other Vikings like me. Nice. Ooh. Let's go murder the Mercian troops. We're now raiding their capital. Man, got some money. What deal do you? Man, Mercia ran out of money. I'm just gonna demolish his army. way, your wife is still not pregnant. And you're over 50, which makes me believe that there's nothing I can do. One of them hands you an axe with a strange purple sheen and a plus etched into the handle, followed by the number 2. After weighing it carefully in your hand, you toss aside your old gray axe in favor of the new weapon. I feel stronger. +2 axe. Man. It seems to be of quite epic workmanship compared to regular weaponry. Wow. Historically accurate right there. Had epic weapons. Gotta get rid of those grays. No, I think we could be lucky. I think we should do some raiding against this guy now. Wherever his capital is. None of these look like capitals. Namborg? Not Namborg. Namsborg. Where's the capital? Because it's not here. Is it one of these? There's the capital. King Ragnar. He has 1.51 thousand units to his name. Well, I'm just gonna steal his money that he doesn't have for some reason. I think this might be the strategy. Weakening them with raiding before actually declaring war on them. Man. What's happening down here? West Francia is pretty big. Italy's been knocked out, taken over by Lotharingia. King of Italy. Right, a strange chest made of unknown metal was recovered by your men while they looted the holding. Strange chest, huh? Man, maybe I should do raiding more often. Seems to be getting me a lot of stuff from my treasury. Don't normally have this many stuff. Ask for help managing your titles. First, let me arrange a mirage. Well, now I can't ask for help. Looks like Sudreyar is taking some hits. Which means if I raid their lands, there's not really much they can do about it. But it looks like, as powerful as they are, they're out of money as well. Claim on the county of Lindsay. Yes, give it to me. Right, council. Now fabricate claims there. Did Ube have a son? He did. Yes. Good. That means that stuff stays in my land. At least for a while. And the Ubing house continues on, which I guess is more important. For him, at least. Right. So, we seem to have reached an hour. Been here for 5 minutes, actually. So I think I'm going to end it here. If you've enjoyed, you can subscribe, leave a like, hit the notification bell to not miss anything. I'm probably going to continue this off stream and fail miserably, and not much I can do about that, because the only way to get better is practice, and losing over and over again is definitely practice. I'll see you guys in the next one.